Hello guys, here's Madame OK, and today we will be working on a watercolor painting representing a landscape done on a predominantly cool site. Let's start. So, piece of paper towel, brushes, and if it's necessary, maybe some of you would like to sketch. So, create here a line that will represent ground for me, the first set, and then maybe I will have some hills here in the back. I'm even not rushing with making any particular decision. Remember, this can change later on. So my path will go, let's see, maybe in this direction. Yeah, I want to cross slightly the line, you see, so that's what I will have here. So I'll extend through this kind of archy line. I will create that deeper space in my painting, and I will have some bushes here, but those bushes will come later on, here and there, right? Bushes, I'm sorry, trees, maybe there's something on the hill, and the beautiful sky. I will start, since I use watercolors, with the lightest colors, and since I want to use cool colors, a limited color palette, I will think about, I will use pink in the back, which is again opposite to the cool colors. Though I think the pink will work here very, very well. I will apply it on the top, and then using lots of water, actually, you know what, maybe even differently, I will make a wet on wet painting. So that means that first my paper will be covered with the, or section of the painting with water, and then I will follow with application of paint that is of course wet, right? So this way the paint will move very freely here. Again, I don't want to have it too much. Remember, this is the line of my kind of hills, mountains, and I just need a hint of this color, just very, very, very little. I can also help myself with a piece of paper towel, and by dabbing it on the surface, I will be able to remove the very, let's see, a certain tone that is a little bit too strong for my painting. So there's just a little bit of hint of the pink, not very much. Now from there, I'm cleaning up my brush, and I will use yellow color that can turn into a beautiful green color later on. And the reason for it is that I want to make sure that the color that I will have later on here will vary. So that would be not just one kind of green if I decide that I want to keep it there this way, but because of the addition of yellow, I will be able to have, for example, slightly warmer green and the cooler one. Depends how much blue or just green will I put into it. So what we want to have now, we want to have a little bit of this yellow moved just behind the trees. And you know what? I make slight mistake here, because even though we will have a tree here on the top, I still need to have this color picking up through, right? So just a little bit of this light, super light pink. Good. I want to have some lines of trees coming here, but let me see. So what I will do, I will use green, and I will use this green. I have two kinds of green. This is called phthalo green, very, very sharp green, very strong. So I'll use the one that is called sap green, or at least that's how I see it here. And just slightly I will indicate that they are my trees here. Okay, so again, be aware that green is a secondary color. It consists of the mixture of blue and yellow. So the more yellow I have, the warmer the green will be. Okay, so this is done already. You see my trees. I also can later on apply a little bit of brown, or maybe even now, why not? So you see my brown is here, and just gently I place the brown on the bottom, just like this, unevenly, of course. You don't want to have it the same kind of application. It always will not remind us on the nature, because in nature nothing is perfect, nothing goes exactly the same way. Every tree, or each bush looks differently. It's like people, we are the same and not the same, right? Different height, different looks, and so on. Okay, that's good. Now I need to make my path. You see, I'm not going even with the trees yet. I want to make my path, and this path can be gray, but at the same time can be a little bit on the blue side. So I will make grayish blue color. This is very intense. Like I mentioned to you that this blue is crazy sharp, crazy strong, right? You can see it, but I'm not worried about it. I'm applying it. You notice here we use the technique on the top called wet on wet. Wet paper and then application of paint. That is of course wet in case of acrylics. On the bottom we work with technique called wet on dry, because the paper is dry and we apply wet paint, of course. So what it means, we have more control. Notice that this blue is very, very strong. So I'm getting a little bit of black that I have here on the side, and with a little bit of black I will make it more grayish blue, and that's my intention. Now remember that since this is quite a big path, I want to make sure that those two sides look slightly differently. So I will make one a little bit darker in terms of tone, as well as I can change slightly the color, right? And here, for now, I just changed the tone of it, but later on I probably will also add some other colors here. Or maybe even I can even lighten it here, and using my paper towel and dabbing it on the surface, I can get a little bit lighter. Fantastic. A little bit more of the brown. I think that would be nice since we have all those cool colors here. I think a little bit more brown would do very, very well here on the bottom. I don't want to have a bright color. That's the one thing I really don't want to have. So I have to certainly use my paper towel and dab it again back. But at least I don't have the same colors all over. Now, this part, I think we have to get a little bit of red. This part here, and you will say, Madam, okay, why are you doing it? Well, I'm doing it because I want to vary slightly my colors. I don't want to have the same all over. So it would be a little bit crazy, you would say, why I'm putting red here? Because it's just the beginning. And I want to start with this color here, since I will apply later on a little bit of yellow as well. So my color will change to a little bit warmer one. And you see this one, I also will change by adding some other colors, but I'm not rushing with it yet. Right now, just playing with the colors. So this definitely will be okay coming here. And then I want to slightly change it, and I will change it by adding now green. So you see those colors underneath are necessary to make my green looking differently than the green in the back. Okay, so this color will come here. I still will move it a little bit more, and tiny bit more, just dancing with the colors. Then tiny bit more of brown here, you see, just like this. So we have quite a bit of colors, and that's what is typical for the watercolors. Doesn't need to be just one color applied. We want to have variety. Remember, the trees are still coming here, so that's good. And then we come here, so you see how everything changes. Aye, that's good. I like it like this. Now I will emphasize a little bit more my line there, where I want to have one section darker than the other one, and I certainly will come with this color. It's brownish here, just a little bit more, like you see, just a touch. And then again green will come back. See, I'm moving the water. Notice how this paper wrinkles here. Imagine now what would happen when I would not have the masking tape. Oh la la, that could be very, very problematic. So a little bit more water, and then I'm coming back with my green. Oh, it's so strong. But that's okay, especially in the front. We can have a little bit more of it. See? Just going like that. Still moving it, not so much on the top. We can leave it already more unified in terms of, like you see, giving us impression of one color there. Okay, like lighter even, and a little bit stronger in terms of contrast and colors in the front. Fantastic. See, I want to unify it a little bit, so I certainly have to come with some of this brown color and green in some sections here, but I will still keep this effect of this red there. See, that's good. Yep, that's good. Looks, I like it now. Okay, I have to make sure that this coming the same way. Whoa, that's good. Yep, very good. Now, the another step would be to create those trees. And what I will be doing with the trees, I want to have, what kind of trees? Maybe not the needle trees, maybe the trunk. Let's see, let us start with the trunks. I will put a little bit of brown here. See, and I will go with this tree somewhere here. So there will be quite a big tree. And I want some on this side here too. But those can't be of the same size like this tree, because the trunk here could be a little bit bigger. It's a big tree. Okay, like this, and this could be a little bit smaller. But again, I will cover everything. You see, those could be smaller, coming somewhere there. So I need a little bit of brown to be indicated that it's there. See, there. There will be later on, I will read them as my trunks, as the trunks of my trees, but not right now. So this tree will be here. See, maybe a couple of branches coming here. Remember, they will be covered later on. Just a little bit of indication for ourselves, right? If you want to, you can bring some even black and blue into it. I would not mind, because those trunks can be of the same color. So you see, but it's again, brown will be the main one. And notice how I play with it. I'm just going here, a little bit there, right? Just to have some colors. So it's brown is there, but I also have the darker colors. It's not black, it's mixed with blue, brown with blue, and tiny bit of black as well. You see, like this. Okay, spreading those lines, giving some branches here. Now, I want to have some of those beautiful leaves. And those leaves, remember, I can even start with brown color. Again, you will see, why do you use brown color all the time? Well, I can, because I mix yellow with brown, and I get a different kind of color that can indicate my leaves, you see? And again, remember, with the leaves, we have groupings. I'm creating parts that will, in some places, the dots will come together, creating grouping, I call it, and in other ones they will simply create a big shape, big mass. That's my first color. So you see, again, brown and yellow, brown and yellow. See, here will be a greater grouping. The green is coming. Don't worry at all. Green is coming. I have not forgotten that the leaves are green. I mean, not all the leaves are green. Sometimes, especially, it depends which season, right, we are talking about or think about, they can change. So you see, it will be a greater grouping here. I don't want that those marks will look mechanical, so I maybe will move very soon to the pointed brush. I tend to use one brush, or I try to use one brush. I just learned it by painting my regular oil paintings. I just like to use one paint on one side, another color on the other one, and then switching, twiddling the brush. I get actually very interesting effects. Sometimes I make boo-boo, sometimes it doesn't work, but then again, it's easy to change, to paint over. Fantastic. So you can see that those trees, now I can use a little bit more water and spreading it here. And you see, all those colors will work so well at the end. So it's different intensity of the colors everywhere. That's what I want to have. I don't want to have unified. Yeah, that's richer now. Haha. See, even here on this trunk, I can come later on. Let's see what will happen when I put some purple here. I always like to experiment. Wow, that's good, especially with this color here. You see, tiny bit of purple. It's such a good addition always. See, that helps our trees. And the same will be here. I will apply more of the purple here. And what it means, when this in the back, those trees can be darker. It's almost like a silhouette, notice. And again, purple is a very, very good addition. Oh, especially when you use brownish yellowish color, because the yellow on its own could be a little bit too strong. It depends what you want to present, of course, right? The front part, right? Yeah, that would be okay, but in the back certainly you want to tone it down. See how good it looks? You can even extend it a little bit more there, and to be honest with you, since I like this color so much, I think that you can apply some bushes almost here with some of the purple. See, just a touch more here, like you see, following there. We don't want to have it too strong, again, that is the risk. Then when it's too strong, it will not follow our purpose. See, like this, just a little bit, and you will learn with the time, you see, how to manage it here, so that it's not too much, not too little. Just a little bit more yellow. I want to create those enclaves, I call them, you see, of the colors, because this tree is closer to me than those ones here. So certainly, you see, I use almost in the full strength. I'm really having very little of water. Whatever is on my brush, I didn't dip my brush in the water container. Just want to have it here like this. So a little bit of the yellow can come here, and it will do such a good job for our painting. Now that almost turns into the river. Is it possible, guys? I'm not so sure. Okay, I will apply a little bit of the blue now into my mountains in the back, because I think I put purple. I don't want purple here. I want a little bit of my blue here. See, a little bit, and I think it's a little bit too much. So I'm fast moving there, and then I have to spread the color. Just a little bit more. See? So the yellow is a little bit too much. Since I have so much yellow in the front, I don't need such a strong part over there. See, so I cooled it down. That's good. Oh, that actually looks very nice here. You see, going there. Now from there, now it's really the time to let the green shine. See, here, we apply the green here. We come inserting certain sections here, and the green becomes stronger. But I'm not interested in having just the green, because it can look tiny bit too much, too strong and too artificial. So you see, I'm just adding again section, weaken the color by dabbing with the either adding water, or by adding or taking off with my paper towel. Now I want to have some red here, that's for sure. You see, a little bit of red, some patches here, and I think that will be good. And again, paper towel. See, so we have a nice play of the colors, and then when I apply a little bit of this green back, you see, I turn towards the greenish brownish color, and I like it. I like the effect. I'm rubbing almost my brush on. See, bringing, not dabbing so much, but just rubbing it here. So I see I create quite a nice depth here. Now this tree still needs a little bit more work, and I will use, you see, my brush now on the side. I still like to use the same brush. You see, that's just me, for sure here. And then we will need to work also on the sections here on the pad, and maybe I will place another tree here as well. See, I start darkening parts here, and then I will use a little bit of my blue. See, I'm adding here some parts coming here like this, and I'm thinking about the shadows. Where should I apply the shadows? Because that is an important part in my painting. See where the shadows should come. I need to darken this part here. I still think it's not dark enough. Now this is still too bright. Remember, we have masking tape here, so this doesn't yet follow perfectly. Okay, let's get the smaller brush. Okay, so I want to get some branches now, and those branches I want to make, like you see, brown color. Remember, I will cover some of those branches later on still, just to have some. This is quite big, but it's okay. See, a little bit there. So it goes, and then I have to think about my ground. because my grant needs still to have a little bit more of the contrast. So what I will be doing, I use a little bit of the black, and when I decide that the light comes, let's see, from this side, oh, I have the light here, so I will say it's coming here, so I need to have a shadow coming on this side here of my path, right? And the path, notice, is still a little bit too bright, so that's what I have to have here, tiny bit darker. And then on my path, let's see, I want to have a little bit of orange color here on the side, right, like this, and mix it with some other colors for the contrast. All what I want to do, like you see, I'm doing it here because I need to have the stronger contrast in the front. And then I'm bringing my yellow here. So I'm really working on it, that I will have this beautiful set of colors, very nice ones here in the front, contrasty, and then those colors here on the other side. I think I also have to bring some of the yellow color here into them. See, to almost, like you see, I don't know what is happening, but from this cool landscape that I wanted to create, I have the warm one. Oh yeah, how did that happen? You see, if I don't like something or want to tone it down, simply paper towel on the top, and right away I have the effect taken away. Right, and then the shadow, little bit on the cooler side. Wow, look at this, and then tiny bit of black, because I need to have black to indicate the changes here in the front. See, just a little bit. Again, use paper towel, don't think. I want to come with orange here still in the section. See, so, and then I will splash of my paint here. Okay, look at this. Why not? Now, do you think we can go with another color and splash it as well? Which color could we use here? I don't know. I like the blue here. So what I will do, I will go with tiny bit more blue here. You see, to help my colors to become more alive. Because I like this landscape, so I can choose the section where I want to have my color. See, that's good. This blue adds something here. And then maybe a little bit of it here. And then we will call it quit. What do you think? Oh, I use purple. Ooh, I didn't intend, but that's what is happening. The accidents happen, and the accident help our painting look better. So I'll apply a little bit of the purple there, because the purple will work in this section here, you see, very nicely. So we can maybe just add a little bit of purple on the top here. You see, just a little bit wash almost. See, just like this. Just let it flow. Okay, and then next there, and then our painting changed very much from the one that we intended to do to the one that we completed. But again, that's art, and in art such things happen, and we have to embrace everything what we think will work better for our painting. So you see, quite bright. And then with a little bit of the blue, we come on the other side, just very small amount, you see here, because I don't want to have a one even color, I want to have combination of colors. See, from the pink to the blue, and just let it flow like this, right? See, a little bit of water again, so that the paint nicely blends one into another. See, just like this. And then we had, which color? We had pink, but pink had to be just at a very small amount that you already had there. You see, and then those colors in the front nicely collaborate with the cool colors that we have in the other sections. You see, maybe I'm still thinking maybe you can add a little bit more of it, and I think that should be okay. See, that doesn't harm to have this color here. Maybe that is too much of black here. So maybe we should not see such sharp lines. Instead, we can see maybe a little bit more of this color here. See, and then I think we can call it quit like this. So what do you think? Do you like it? I think it's a quite nice painting, very colorful. Maybe still a little bit more of the purple here on the bottom. You see, just like this. And some shadows here, just that you will see. And that's it, guys. Have a good day and see you next time. Bye.